Buying Klipsch and buying Heritage is an investment in your happiness. While the product in your home may be the same buying elsewhere, what happens before and after you buy can drastically vary. From pre-sale technical questions to post-sale support, there's only one dealer who has consistently cut through the noise. One who can take care of Klipsch's most intense fan base. One who knows all the stories and promotes the legacy of Paul Klipsch. When it comes to Klipsch Heritage, Paducah Home Theater is simply the best in the industry. Founded in 2014 with nothing but a hope and a prayer, we have grown to be one of the top heritage dealers by volume. We have built the best heritage showroom in the industry. We cater to the largest heritage fan base in the world. We are fully stocked and centrally located in the US, ensuring incredibly fast shipping. We are Paducah Home Theater. For the best support, fastest shipping, awesome selection, and an overall better experience than you'll find anywhere else in this industry, look no further. Contact Paducah Home Theater today.
What's up, guys? Cory here. I'm going to do something a little different. Trey couldn't shoot, so we're just scrambling to try to get some content. And I kept trying to do a history of Paducah Home Theater, and I kept realizing more and more painfully so that I'm my biggest fan. So unfortunately, most people don't want to hear about the things I want to talk about in that regard. So I'm going to give you a real quick overview of a few things. We're going to break it down into 4 sections. I'm going to try to go as fast as possible. So first of all, who we are, where we came from, where we're going, and why buy from us, which is the whole point of all this. So anyways, who we are. First of all, I'm Cory Harrison. I own Paducah Home Theater. I started it, and that's grown into a pretty small, we've got a small team, but we're nimble, we're mobile, we can do our work from pretty much anywhere. Mostly consists of me, sales guy Stephen Dew, my assistant Mark Daly, who's also basically all customer service and our buyer and our planner, and he's a machine, very, very good at his job. And we're branching out as much as possible. Signed up a younger sales guy, Kyle Jacobs. Also signed up Woody Sound Up owner Brian Stout. So if you notice our Instagram doing a little better than usual, Brian's why. So I suck at hashtags and he's glorious at it. So yeah, of course we operate out of Paducah, Kentucky. We've got a large warehouse. We ship all over the country, fully authorized for online stuff with the brands that we do that with. We've got this beautiful showroom in Paducah, Kentucky. So yeah, that's well, of course I guess I mentioned we got a fully stocked warehouse, one of the largest in the business as far as I'm aware. So that's most of who we are. Where we came from, I'm at least going to tell you where I came from. I can't tell you about the other guys too much, but audio as a career has always been a dream of mine. I started in audio when I was about 12 years old. My neighbors happened to be into car audio. They were 16, I was 12. So I started going to shows as early as 12, and it just snowballed from there. Building boxes for my friends, competing in shows when I was only 16. Then I tried to go to college in electrical engineering, try to be a concert planner, engineer, kind of like I'd looked up towards a guy named Richard Clark. He was the guy with the Buick Grand National. I wanted his job. So that actually turned into web development. I couldn't figure out how to break into it. But we tried all kinds of different e-commerce things, trailers, sleeping bags, tents, mooring winches, high-lift jacks, Sierra Designs, Sierra Designs off outdoor products, but lift kits, Jeep tops, all kinds of crap. But still wanted to do audio. I got into trying to sell closeout woofers on eBay once the local Credence plant shut down. That's who used to make Kicker, Lanzar, some Klipsch, things like that. So my big break was actually in 2014. Long story short, basically, I bought a Marantz 7009 from a dealer in St. Louis, and I went to go pick it up, and I just realized this is the fanciest place I could find in around there, and it was just really disappointing. The guy didn't know what he was talking about. The showroom was a piece of crap, to be honest. Enough said about that. I went home, called my Klipsch rep, or the Klipsch rep, and Mark Hiddle. I was like, man, you got to sign me up. I can do better than this. And he didn't want to see me. But of course, they get requests like that all the time. He made me deal those. Said, basically, you give me one other dealer that I can visit on the trip, and I'll come down and see you. So I made a list of every dealer in a 1.5-hour drive around here. I told them what they did well, what they didn't do well, what lines they carried, how big they were. He read that email and he saw me up on the spot without he didn't even know what it looked like, to be honest. So it just kept snowballing. Of course, we made friends with the old school Klipsch guys, Klipsch Community Forum. They were invaluable in helping me get started. Started the Klipsch Owners Facebook group, which literally just to get to know those guys better, and that just snowballed. We signed up more partners like SVS. Of course, I outgrew my garage, and I tried to do a warehouse operation out of a fabric store, out of all places, and they outgrew that and started the hardcore warehouse, which is just about as big as anywhere I've seen, to be honest. Also in the showroom, I outgrew my house, so we tried to get a 1,400 square foot real estate office. I outgrew that, and we're here now at this beautiful showroom, which I'm very proud of. And so anyways, everything just, it wasn't some evil sales plan, and just kind of snowballed, and word got around, and we have fun doing this. And so that's where we came from. Where we are going, to be honest, what I want to do is to get away from what I'm doing now a little bit. What started as local sales for home theater has become, to be honest, I can do a better job and be in my element more and make more money with 2-channel. So we're hoping to get into higher end 2-channel, and continue to operate in to be honest, we're hoping for an environment that's a little less noisy, a little less competition. For example, the Q Acoustics, we're only one of 6 people who can sell the 3000i series online, so that's where we want to be. We don't want to be on the extreme opposite end, where it's just race to the bottom between hundreds, if not thousands, of dealers. So that's the goal. We also opened up a guitar store, so that's going to be the biggest local operation. So we've got Breedlove, Dean, Schechter, Marshall, that type of thing. That's been a lot of work. Just getting the POS system and getting everything in inventory, it's been a big challenge. So that's been what I've been working on for a while. So that's we just signed up with MoFi, Michelle Engineering, so that's we're hoping to get into more turntables, more 2-channel stuff. Why buy from us? Well, that's a tough question to put in a 30-second soundbite, but I'll give them my best. First of all, accomplishments that we happen to be very proud of. Of course, we've been selling Jubilees before most dealers even knew they existed. So the old Jubilees, the so-called underground Jubilees, we've been selling those for a very long time. Made a lot of people happy with those. And of course, these new ones. I mean, we've sold 4 pair. Working on a 5th, and we got 2 on demo on order. So unless you know of another dealer who ordered 7 pairs of Jubilees, I'm just going to go ahead and claim that as well. We were the top Cornwall dealer in 2021. Like I said before, we're one of 6 dealers that are authorized for Q Acoustics. There's only a very small amount of Michelle Engineering turntables that are authorized to sell online. We happen to be one of them, so that's about as exclusive as it comes. So we're considered to be a key account at Parasound, and we do very well with all of our partners, things like SVS. They've been very good to us. So we're proud to be able to do what we're doing, especially given I'm stuck in this area, to be honest. I've had like 7 customers ever since I got started, which was in 2004. So I'm not even averaging like one a year, unfortunately. So if I can't ship and I can't connect with guys, I'm going to have to sell insurance or something. So I'm just happy to be here, happy to be able to do what I love. The other thing is, our sales mantra is, you can sum up with 3 words, basically: deep, not wide. So we see so many other dealers trying to be a brand collector, which, if you're a small team and you're a brand collector, you cannot have a high level of customer service. You cannot answer the questions. You cannot have a good relationship with the manufacturers if you're a brand collector and you're a small team. Now, if you're a monster, Crutchfield, they've got over 500 person army. You can pull that off, but it's mostly 3 of us with a couple of other guys and the warehouse guys. You just can't do that. So we try to specialize as much as possible because we want a better experience, to be honest. Also consider the showroom. We've actually got an apartment upstairs. There's nowhere else in the nation that you can do this. You can actually fly in here. We'll pick you up at Barkley Regional Airport. You can come here. If you buy a pair of speakers from us, you can actually, any full price Heritage speaker or something nicer like a Prolisten or whatever, you're welcome to stay here. You can jam out online. You can play all my guitars. Listen to literally anything that you want on any speaker. You just the place is yours. So as far as I'm aware, there's no other place that lets you do that. So we try to be unique. We try to be helpful, and we try to be nimble, and so just think of us as your virtual local stereo dealer that you can virtually hang out with, as gooberish as that sounds. So anyways, that's all I got, really. I hope I didn't bore you too much. And I'm actually heading out the door right now. We're heading to the Klipsch National Sales Meeting for a week. Very pumped about that, seeing some of my old friends. And like I said, we're trying to expand and be more than just the Klipsch guys. So we're excited. We've got an awful lot of opportunities that are laid out in front of us, and we're hoping to take advantage of that. So stay tuned. We'll see what pans out in the next year. Anyways, this is Cory. Thanks, guys. Bye.